Okay, so today we're gonna do a deep dive into the career of David Kay.
Sounds good.
This guy, he's got over 25 years in business, product management, sourcing, all sorts of things.
Wow.
And we've got a CV and a cover letter here. And I've got to say, this
Yeah.
isn't just your average resume rundown.
Right.
We're talking about someone who's worked with, well, everything.
Uh-huh.
Mobile phones to professional audio equipment.
Really?
He's even got a few patents.
Wow.
So, ready to see what we can learn from this guy's journey.
Absolutely. Someone with that kind of experience, especially in industries that have, changed so rapidly. There's
Yeah.
going to be some fascinating insights we can gain from that.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that really jumps out at you right away is this quote from his cover letter.
Okay.
He says, "I love to solve problems and be creative, finding the impossible possible."
Hmm.
It's like his own personal mission statement, you know?
Yeah.
And it really sets the stage for his entire career.
Yeah. I think it's a great indicator of his mindset, right?
Yeah.
Not just about coming up with ideas, but really making those ideas a reality,
Yeah,
overcoming obstacles and delivering, actual results.
exactly. And it's interesting how he ties that problem solving to a focus on the customer.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about running a business with heart and, really understanding the target audience before diving into any project.
That's so important.
Yeah.
Too often businesses get caught up in internal processes
Right.
or the latest technology trends
Right.
without really understanding what their customers actually need
Yeah.
or want, right?
Yeah.
And David's emphasis on outside-in thinking
Right.
suggests that he avoids that trap.
So help me out here. Break this down for me. What exactly is outside-in thinking?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like, more than just doing some market research.
Yeah.
It's really about,
Right.
think of it this way.
Okay.
Let's say you're designing a new mobile phone,
Right.
right? The inside-out approach would be all about the technology first.
Hmm.
Like, what's the fastest processor?
Yeah.
What's the coolest new feature?
Right. Right.
But the outside-in approach starts by asking, who is this phone actually for?
Okay.
What are their daily challenges? How can this phone actually make their lives easier or more enjoyable?
Oh, okay. So it's like putting yourself in the customer's shoes
Exactly.
and designing solutions for their needs.
Exactly, precisely. And you can see this approach throughout David's entire career, especially when you look at, his early experience in retail sales.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's seen firsthand how customers interact with products,
Yeah.
what frustrates them, what they love. That's invaluable for someone who goes on to design and manage products.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like having that real-world feedback loop built into your thinking from the get-go.
exactly. Now, let's look at some of his accomplishments, right?
Yep.
See this outside-in thinking in action. For example, in his first year at Class Olson, which is, a retail giant known for its huge range of products.
Right, yeah.
He managed to slash costs by a whopping 60%.
60%. That's incredible. How did he pull that off? I mean, was it just like negotiating better deals with suppliers?
Probably goes deeper than that, right?
Okay.
Remember, his CV highlights skills in market analysis.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably started by, carefully examining the company's spending patterns,
Oh.
finding areas where costs could be reduced without sacrificing quality or
Right.
efficiency.
Right.
Maybe he found alternative sourcing options,
Mm.
streamlined logistics, or renegotiated contracts with existing suppliers.
So it's about combining that business savvy with a deep understanding of the market to find, like, creative solutions.
Right. You don't just stumble into a 60% cost reduction.
No, exactly.
It takes a strategic mind and a willingness to challenge the status quo.
Yeah.
And, this provides a valuable lesson for all of us. Sometimes the most significant cost savings don't come from, massive cuts, but from carefully looking at your processes,
Yeah.
identifying areas for improvement.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So we're starting to see a pattern here, right?
Yeah.
Dave is a problem solver. He's customer focused, and he's got a knack for finding those, hidden opportunities.
Absolutely.
But let's get into the specifics of his work history.
Okay.
His CV mentions product development and management across a bunch of different industries.
Mm-hmm.
Mobile phones, accessories, even professional audio. Where do you think we should start digging deeper?
Well, his time at Doro AB is pretty interesting.
Okay.
He spent over 13 years there,
Yeah.
which is, a significant chunk of his career.
Right.
And Doro specializes in a very specific niche technology for seniors.
Oh, that's right. I remember reading about their easy-to-use mobile phones and other devices designed for older adults. But that seems like a pretty specialized market.
Right.
How does that experience translate to other industries? It's true. Not everyone's thinking about, designing for that demographic.
Hmm.
What kind of unique challenges and opportunities do you think he ran into while he was at Doro?
Well, for starters, he had to really understand the specific needs and challenges of older adults.
Yeah,
I mean, we're not just talking about bigger buttons or louder volume here.
right.
You have to think about things like cognitive decline, dexterity issues, even social isolation.
Right.
Doro's products often include features like emergency call buttons, medication reminders, simplified interfaces,
Yep.
things like that.
It's like every design choice has to consider a whole new set of factors.
Exactly. And it's not just about functionality either.
Yeah.
Aesthetics are important too.
Right.
Seniors, they don't necessarily want a phone that screams senior phone.
Right.
They want something that looks good, modern, but also meets their needs.
So David had to balance usability, accessibility, aesthetics,
Yeah.
all while keeping up with the crazy pace of technology in the mobile phone industry.
Absolutely.
No wonder he spent 13 years there. There must have been so much to learn and adapt to.
And adapt. He did.
Yeah.
His CV shows he started with fixed-line phones, then moved to mobile accessories, and eventually managed the mobile phones themselves.
Hmm.
That kind of progression suggests he wasn't afraid to, take on new challenges
Right.
and really broaden his skill set within the company.
I'm looking at his CV now, and it says he designed and developed several top-selling fixed-line phones
Well,
that sold over 1 million units. That's pretty impressive,
yeah.
especially when you think about how the market was already shifting towards mobile phones back then.
It shows his ability to create products that really connect with a specific audience,
Yeah.
even in a changing market.
Right.
He clearly understood Doro's core customers
Yeah.
and delivered products that met their needs.
And it wasn't just about designing new phones either.
Right.
He also tripled sales in his first year managing mobile accessories.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of accessories are we talking about here? Were they specifically designed for seniors too?
Most likely, yeah.
Okay.
Think about the things that would make a mobile phone easier for, an older person to use.
Right.
Easy to grip cases, amplified sound docks so they can hear better.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even wearable panic buttons for safety and things like that.
Those are great examples.
Yeah.
I can see how those would be really valuable for Dora's customers.
Exactly. It all comes back to that, outside-in thinking we talked about.
Right.
His success at Doro shows that you can achieve incredible results
Mm-hmm.
when you truly understand your target audience
Right.
and build solutions that address their specific needs.
It's a good reminder that sometimes the best opportunities are in those niche markets
Absolutely.
that other people might be overlooking.
Yeah, totally. Now, after Doro, he takes on this role of interim product manager for Boomer Innovations,
Right.
a startup focused on professional audio.
Yeah. This is where things get really interesting
Right.
because it's such a big shift from consumer electronics.
Yeah.
What do you think we can learn from this part of his career?
Well, it seems like they brought him in to help launch a new audio project.
Okay.
His CV mentions sourcing and recommending the production factory,
Uh-huh.
defining the product specs and features, even giving input on the audio quality.
Okay.
Sounds like he had a big hand in shaping this product
Yeah.
from start to finish.
He even conducted market analysis to identify what he calls white spots.
Right.
Can you explain what that means?
Okay, so imagine like a vast landscape, right?
Okay.
Full of bustling cities and well-trodden paths.
Okay.
That's where most businesses focus their attention.
Mm-hmm.
But white spots are those unexplored territories,
Yeah.
the hidden valleys where new opportunities are just waiting to be discovered.
So it's about finding those untapped markets or unmet needs that other people have missed.
Exactly. Takes a keen eye and a willingness to, venture off the beaten path
Yeah.
to find these white spots.
Mhm.
And David definitely has that entrepreneurial vision, as we've seen.
Right. And his CV also highlights his involvement in sourcing, negotiations, marketing, keeping the whole project on track and within budget.
It's a lot.
Sounds like he's wearing a lot of hats, as they say.
Yeah, that's pretty common in the startup world,
Right.
Resources are limited.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to be adaptable,
Right.
resourceful.
And David's experience across, so many aspects of product development
Yeah,
clearly prepared him well for that kind of environment.
absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've seen how David uses his problem-solving skills, his customer-focused approach in big companies and startups.
Yeah.
But there's one more thing in his CV I want to go back to. his 3 registered patents.
Oh, yeah, the patents. That's not something you see every day.
No.
It really shows his, innovative thinking and
Yeah.
ability to come up with truly unique solutions.
Exactly. What kind of problems was he even solving that led to these patents?
Right.
What does that tell us about how he approaches innovation?
Well, unfortunately, the CD doesn't give us specifics about the patents themselves.
Okay.
But we can guess they probably have something to do with his work in mobile phones or professional audio.
Okay.
Maybe he developed a new type of speaker design, a unique user interface,
Right.
or some groundbreaking audio processing
So
algorithm.
it makes you wonder what those inventions were
Yeah.
and how they might have pushed the boundaries in those industries.
For sure. It adds another layer to his already impressive career.
Yeah.
Shows he's not just content with managing existing products, right?
Mm.
He's actively trying to create new solutions and push the limits of what's possible.
So as we start to wrap up our deep dive into David Kaye's experience,
Yeah,
what would you say are the biggest takeaways for our listeners?
that's a great question. There's a lot to take in here, but I think one of the most striking things is his versatility and adaptability.
Yeah.
He's moved between different industries, roles, company sizes,
Right.
constantly expanding his skill set, taking on new challenges.
It's like he's never satisfied with staying in one place for too long.
Mm,
Always looking to learn, grow, and apply his expertise in new ways.
exactly. And that brings us to another key takeaway,
Okay.
the importance of lifelong learning.
Mm-hmm.
In today's world, it's so important to stay curious, embrace new technologies, and constantly be improving your skills.
Right.
David's recent training in AI for leaders at Binary Academy is a perfect example of that.
That's right. Even after 25 plus years of experience, he's still actively learning and staying ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
It's pretty inspiring to see that kind of commitment to professional development.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, how is he going to use this new AI knowledge in the future?
Yeah.
Will we see him developing AI-powered audio products
Right.
or revolutionizing sourcing strategies using AI algorithms?
The possibilities are endless. That's what makes this deep dive so fascinating.
It is.
We've uncovered so much experience, skills, and a clear passion for innovation. It's like we've gotten a glimpse into the mind of a true leader who's still eager to learn and grow.
And that brings us to maybe the most important question for our listeners.
Okay.
What can you learn from David Kaye's journey?
Yeah.
What resonates with you most?
Mm-hmm.
And how can you apply those insights to your own career or personal growth?
It's really amazing to think about how much we've learned just from looking at David Kaye's CV and cover letter.
It is, yeah. It paints a picture of someone who's, well, always growing, always looking for new ways to use what he knows.
Yeah, and it's a good reminder that a career isn't always, a straight line.
Right.
It can be a winding road with unexpected turns,
Absolutely.
detours, and that's okay.
Yeah, in fact, those detours often lead to the most interesting,
Yeah.
discoveries and opportunities.
Right. It makes me think about those times in our own lives when we might have felt unsure, like
Mhm.
we were going off course.
Yeah.
Maybe those were actually setting us up for something even better,
Yeah, I think so.
just like in David's career.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes those unexpected challenges or those detours, those are the most valuable experiences, right?
Yeah.
They force us to adapt, learn new skills,
Right.
see things from a different perspective.
And speaking of learning new skills, I keep thinking about David's decision to take that AI for leaders training.
Yeah, interesting.
What do you think made him do that, especially now?
I think it shows he understands how the business world is changing.
Uh-huh.
AI isn't just some, futuristic concept anymore.
Right.
It's transforming everything.
Right.
Leaders who are proactive, who understand AI and can actually use it,
Yeah.
they'll be the ones who can handle the challenges and opportunities coming our way.
Yeah, it's like he's looking ahead
Right.
and getting ready for the future,
Exactly.
equipping himself with the tools and knowledge to stay ahead of the game.
It's a great lesson for all of us, really, no matter what we do.
Absolutely. Continuous learning is so important these days.
It is.
Whether it's taking a course, going to a conference, or even just reading, industry articles and things.
Yeah, totally. It's crucial to stay informed, stay adaptable.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into David Kaye's career,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listeners with a final question to think about.
Okay, I like it.
We've seen how he uses his business skills, his technical know-how, and his customer-focused approach to achieve some pretty amazing things.
Yes.
But how can we, as individuals, cultivate those same qualities in ourselves?
That's a big question. It starts with, I think, developing that growth mindset,
Hmm.
being open to new ideas, new challenges, always wanting to learn and get better.
Yeah.
It's understanding that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the process.
It's about embracing those detours, those unexpected turns, knowing they might lead to something even more amazing than we ever thought possible.
Exactly. And remembering that the best leaders, they're not just the ones with all the knowledge.
Right.
It's the ones who can actually use that knowledge to solve real problems and make a positive difference in the world.
So, as you think about David Kay's journey,
Hmm.
think about how you can cultivate those same qualities in yourself.
Yeah, good.
What can you do today to embrace a growth mindset, learn new skills, and make a real impact in your own field?
Those are great questions to consider.
Yeah, absolutely.
And remember, just like David Kay, you have the potential to do amazing things.
Right.
It's all about taking that first step
Yeah,
and embracing the journey.
that's a perfect way to end it. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the fascinating career of David Kay. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.